Let's do it.
This came in from Jenna Sequoy in our Discord. This is, I'm just reading what she typed. For Armet specifically, I don't really have a question, but I just want to say how badly I wish we'd gotten to see Haplo in these scenes as the Rose Guard became more and more relevant. How do you think Haplo would have reacted? Were there any particular members of the Rose Guard that Haplo idolized? So let's just break this down into one specific question to kick off. How do you think Haplo would have reacted in the scene with Otari El-Vashti?
Yeah, I think how Haplo would have reacted is he would have immediately whipped out a quill and a scroll and started taking the most minute notes and asking about like the details of everything Otari did that day preparing to go into the dungeon. Like my original concept for Haplo was like, this dude is the Robert Caro of Otari, and the
I don't know who's Robert Caro. Help me out.
Oh,
is he
Robert
the guy that wrote those huge biographies about like LBJ and stuff like that?
Exactly. Just like obsessive, wants every detail, every like related story to those four heroes, and like. So yeah, anyway, I think he would have just been like, what did you eat for breakfast? Right. Was that a standard loadout you were carrying, or had you made any adjustments? Like, had you worked with Sarmavdian before this adventure, or like, was this the first time? Just like, he wouldn't have shut up at all. So it would have been really fun to play him.
That would have been super fun.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah. It's like interesting to think about how, your two characters, how Haplo and Vadim, it's like both of them were deeply interested in this specific moment. Would have, like, obviously Vadim was invested in this moment because he was having nightmares drawing him here. But it's like a sort of psychological, like, horror movie thing driving him towards this room versus like Haplo as like a sophisticated scholar who's just like interested in information and learning and things like that.
Perhaps a Jimmy Olsen type, even
like Jimmy Olsen type, like an elderly Jeremiah Olsen.
Oh my God! Yeah, I love that.
Were there any particular going back to this question? Were there any particular members of the Rose Guard that Haplo idolized?
That's a great question. I actually don't fully know the answer to that. I think though my instinct is to say that he would be very interested as Zarmavdian because as like he was an ancient elf, which gives you an archetype feat as part of your ancestry, which is awesome. And so he took wizard, and so I think he was actually a fighter is mostly what he learned, but I think he admired and would be really compelled by wizard. So I think that the detail, especially that Zarmavdian had cast a fireball that caught Otari, and
a potential betrayer of the entire thing. Like this would have shaken the foundations of his worldview, right?
Totally. Absolutely. It's the inverse of LBJ. With LBJ, you see, like when he comes president, he actually does kind of a great job, is my understanding. Like I'm not an expert. I'm no Robert Caro, sadly.
Few people are.
Yeah. But yeah, in some ways that would have been the flip for him, would be like, whoa, I thought this guy was a hero, and why would he do such a thing? So I think that would have been the new mystery for him that he would have sunk his teeth into, and like it would have been fun to get to explore that. Because I'm excited for even as the adventure has moved forward, I want to know more about the Rose Guard still. So it'd be cool to have that lens to look into it.
What happens later, I guess. Yeah. Great question. Thanks, Jenna.
Thank
Sequoy
you
on our Discord for that.
That was really fun to think about.
Yeah, totally. What a great conversation topic.
Yeah.
If you want to send us questions, you can do so by emailing us at letters@tabletopgold.com.